My heart is telling me to put my bed in the loft, but City Ordinance 10-16 is telling me not to do that. For those of you just joining us for the first time today, my name is Natalie.
This is gonna be really hard.
And today I'm sharing some long lost vlog footage that I found while editing my last video. I am so surprised that I was able to do that without breaking a limb. And now that it's up there, I'm like, I'm not sure about this. This was the last video I filmed before I took my break from YouTube 2 years ago. And I just never finished the edit before my life went crazy. But it's totally a cute video, and it's one of the few times I've ever really discussed my work, so I wanted to share it. At the time of filming this, my job title was biomechanical engineer in parentheses professional research assistant, and I was working at the University of Colorado. I had just moved to Boulder to be closer to my work, and this was my first time ever living on my own. Things are going well so far, except you guys can't really see it, but there's a lot of chaos at the moment. First things first. It can often take me a while to get settled when I move. And when things don't have a place, sometimes this can lead to disorder. While this tea is steeping, we can make some breakfast because I'm hungry. Yesterday, I accidentally dumped like half of my bag of coconut sugar into my oatmeal, so I had to make double serving. This kitchen is very small, and I already caught my cutting board on fire once by turning on the burner under it. Don't do that. The last few videos have been kind of a little more cinematic, and I haven't done like a vlog like this since May. It's December now. We should do the advent calendar from Trader Joe's. The Santa hat today. Do we think the tea is ready? That's good. I went to see the new Hunger Games movie last night, and I didn't fall asleep until after 12:30. So November, truly like one of the best months of my life. And I didn't vlog any of it. I'm kind of just done with this year. I'm ready for next year. I've been trying to plan out my next goals because I feel like this year is just... November was the last month of the year for me. So it's a new year now.
It's a little bit challenging for me to try to decipher what I'm doing here from 2 years in the future, but it looks like I'm taking some PDMS, which is like a rubbery, plasticky kind of material, and that is a tendon sample, and that bottle is OCT. It's this special solution that I can freeze tissue samples in, and it allows me to cut them with the cryostat, which is what we're seeing now. But I have to freeze the sample first, so I'm going to turn down the temperature until it is frozen, and then I start slicing it with this machine that's sort of like a little deli slicer, and I'm just trying to get really thin tissue slices so that I can image them on the microscope. This is the hardest part of the whole process, trying to transfer these frozen sections to the slide, but it looks like this was a successful attempt, and then cleaning it up.
Using quarters for laundry is a super new thing for me. It's always an adventure to figure out where I'm gonna get them from.
When I first moved to Boulder, I didn't know a lot of people, so things were just kind of mundane and boring while I was trying to get settled into my new apartment and new routine. At the time of this video, I was planning my goals for the new year in this new city, and knowing now how everything turned out, right after this, I really had a renaissance of making new friends, and when I see myself being kind of boring and doing laundry, it's nice to have that knowledge from the future.
I'm watching Catching Fire and making cookies on my floor because I just don't have the countertop space to make cookies on a countertop. If I had gotten more than 4 hours of sleep last night, I probably would have thought about having this recipe. Critical reasoning skills are just not all the way there right now. I wanted wanted to let you know that I'm headed out for a run. So I have about 45 minutes to get ready now before I need to leave for work. And theoretically that should be enough time, but I don't know. I don't feel confident. I just have some time management issues sometimes.
All right, another research montage. Here we go. So I'm weighing out some of this polymer that we were testing as a potential therapy for tendinopathy or different tendon healing issues. I was getting from the freezer some frozen tissue samples, and I'm just dissolving the polymer so that it can be applied to those samples. And then, I think I'm weighing out LAP here, which is a photo initiator. You're gonna see later I'm gonna go take my incubated samples to the laser, and that photo initiator is what actually cross-links the polymer. So that's where where we think the healing is actually coming from. Then after cross-linking those samples, I put them into microscope dishes so that I can image them and see if there were any structural changes.
Order things online so infrequently that it's always very exciting when I get a package. It's like Christmas, something I'm super excited about. Supposed to be a mini projector. I don't know how mini. I was expecting it to be more mini. It actually is pretty small now that I've removed it from the box. And I'm gonna walk across the street to the store and hopefully I'll bring some cash and hopefully acquire some quarters. Getting 6 quarters is gonna be tough. Ignore how messy this is, but I just got the projector up and running, so I'm gonna try a few different orientations. I am so excited to finish the popcorn that I started this morning and did not finish because I was trying to get to work on time. It's Friday and I have nothing to do, which is such good news. I feel like I've been so busy during the week and have had lots of activities during the week, and I'm excited to have that excuse to have like kind of a chill weekend. Today was honestly pretty lackluster day at work. I'm trying to learn how to do this technique that's very expensive, so I have to just watch someone else do it before I'm allowed to touch anything. In this technique, there's a lot of waiting involved, and if I were doing it on my own, I would probably bring my laptop into the lab and like do some work on my computer, or I would be listening to an audiobook or something. However, when you're shadowing someone, you have to just like sit there in silence, and it's quite painful. And then I also like process some images. There's this project that I'm working on, and I did some initial experiments yesterday, and I'm just like trying to figure out my next steps. I just have a hard time prioritizing. Like, I would want to test every single possible variable and every single variation. That's not always realistic. The issue I have with the weekends is that in the morning I just want to chill, you know? But the climbing gym gets super full later on because other people also want to just chill. But I hate climbing when there's other people around. In an alternate version of today, I would be going to the hot spring, but things have come up. This feels like a pretty solid excuse for me to not go. So I had a pretty good session, but then I went to the locker room to get my stuff out of my locker, and I could not get my lock to open. So basically this is a new lock, and I tried it multiple times at home with limited success, but I got it one time and I was like, yeah, it's fine. Then I could not get it to open today. We were in there trying for like 30 minutes, and she got some pliers and just like chopped it off, and it was actually really scary and loud, and I did a number on my hands. Now we're gonna go to the bookstore. I'm mad that I wasted $6 on that lock and precious time trying to get it open. There's this used bookstore in Boulder that has a ton of books. If you bring your books to them, then you get credit to shop in the store. I came last weekend to drop off some books and had the intention of also looking for books, but I get super overwhelmed in there. I came equipped with a list, so many books on it that I don't even know if this is going to be helpful, but at least I have some direction. It was a flop. I just feel like any book I can find at the library. I don't like spending money, and that place is just so overwhelming and disorganized. So I'm just gonna let my store credit go. I am going to attempt on this bar area. I don't really know what this purpose is, but the bar area. This is going to be a lot easier than doing it over in the kitchen because there's like the sink and stuff. There should be more than enough to cover both, so I'm gonna do this first as a trial. Today I am kind of working on, I need to think about like next steps for my project, and I think a lot of times with science, like you're doing these really menial tasks like putting stuff in tubes and clicking buttons, and sometimes I'm like, did I really need to do a degree to do this? But I think like the beautiful part of science and like the part that I love so much is like once you go through that process and you get some results and you have to actually like think about the data and synthesize information that you've been reading in papers and figure out what the heck is going on and what problems you're having, what you're going to do next is a really cool part of the job. But it's also something where I need to be focused. I focus so much better at home than in the collaborative office. I saw in Purple Palace video, writing down some of your goals, dreams, wishes for the year and holding them up on pieces of paper, and every day you burn one, and then on the last day you find the one that's supposed to be your goal for the year. All right guys, I'm low-key so nervous. There's one left. Oh, interesting. Which is gonna be challenging. I have a whole year.